What's up everybody, Professor Live. Today's video is brought to you by SeatGeek. Now what SeatGeek does is it gathers all tickets from all over the web and makes buying simple. Basically what they do is they put a 1 to 100 score on each ticket to let you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal, along with the View from Seats feature, which lets you see where you're going to sit. Be sure to click on the Me tab and enter the promo code Professor for $20 back off your first order. All right, step number 1, you gotta understand the footwork of a move, okay? All moves are rooted in the footwork. Okay, upper body, hand work, what you do with your eyes, different things like that will help to contribute to make the move effective. But really, what's gonna be the root of how effective a move is how well the footwork is executed, okay? So you gotta understand that footwork before you can actually try it against somebody, okay? So in this step number 1, you would just be alone in the gym and try to understand footwork of a move. All right, let's say we wanna learn the look away, okay? Move I use all the time. Before I could get the look away down, I had to be in the gym and kind of like go through it in my head, like, all right, what does the footwork look like, okay? So for the look away, you usually face up the defender, boom, boom, okay, my steps here. Then you want to turn your back. You want to turn your back on the defender, okay? So what would that look like? All right, I got to pick up this foot here, boom, okay? I let the ball bounce, look this way, block, my body's in between the defender, boom, and then I kind of step with that same foot, right? Okay, so I go through it again, talk myself through it. Look away. Boom, what are my feet doing, okay? Boom, how does this work? How do I push, okay? So little questions like that you wanna ask yourself and emulate it. You know, maybe you saw a great player do a move on YouTube, or maybe you were watching an NBA game and you saw somebody do a dope move and you're like, hey, I wanna learn that. Or maybe you even saw somebody do it in the gym one day playing 2-on-2 and you're like, I wanna pick that up. So you gotta understand the footwork first and foremost. And a lot of times you practice that just by yourself in an open gym, all right? That's step number 1, understand the footwork. All right, step number 2, you wanna be able to get to the point where you can practice that move alone in the gym, game speed, okay? Now, what is that gonna require? That's gonna require just practicing it. You know, let's say we're still on that look away, all right? We're here, how can we get that to game speed? Well, start quarter speed, get half speed. Work your way up. You're gonna make mistakes. You might kick the ball off your toe. You might fumble it. You might do a bunch of things, but at some point, you're gonna get to a place where you can do it game speed effortlessly. Now, you might say, well, how long do I do it in open gym game speed until I take it to a game? It's gonna be different for everybody. That's gonna depend on how complex the move is. That's gonna depend on your ability. But ultimately, the time that you'll know that it's ready to take to a game is when you can do it effortlessly at game speed when you're alone in the gym. Okay, so be cognizant of that. There's no cookie cutter to this stuff. It all depends on people's abilities. It all depends on the level of difficulty in the move. I mean, let's say you wanted to learn how to, you know, do the bulldog move, boom, boom, boom. That takes a little more timing than whether we were just gonna do a hesitation, you know, whether we were just gonna go boom and to the basket. Okay, so really it's about getting to a place where you can do it effortlessly, game speed. All right, step number 3, and I consider this the most vital one. You gotta practice in some type of a pickup game where it's a no pressure situation. Now, my favorite is to do this 1v1, okay? Now, whether it's 2-on-2, whether it's 3-on-3, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But as long as there's a no pressure situation, and what do I mean by that? Is it's just you alone with a couple guys in the gym. Whether you lost this game or won this game, it really has no bearing on anything. It's not gonna affect your career, legacy, coaches ain't gonna be mad, whatever. So it's a no pressure situation. That's when you wanna start working on that move. You've already been able to do step number 1, you understood the footwork. Step number 2, you got to a point where you could do it effortlessly, game speed alone. Now, take that same understanding and incorporate it in a 1v1, in a 2v2, in a worthless 5-on-5 that doesn't really matter at the gym, okay? And practice it. Now, what you're gonna find during this process is, okay, it's a little different when there's defense there. You know, effortlessly game speed alone in the gym, you never can duplicate what it's like with a defender. You can come close, and that just means just practicing at a certain level of intensity. But when that defender's in there, it's a little different game. So what you're gonna learn is, let's say I was doing the look away. I might learn that it's not that easy. I gotta really sell that I'm gonna turn around before I can go this way, okay? Or you might learn that, hey, if they're physical, and they're up close, it works better than if they're sagging off and I come up, he didn't go for it. He was all the way back there. Okay, you're gonna learn these things and you're gonna learn what works, when to do it against the defender if they're standing, forcing you left. When to do it if they're forcing you right. Okay, so little things like this can be worked out, and you can start to understand when to use the move, how to do it. Against certain defenders, it's different. You know, against a big defender, you do it this way. Small defender, you do it this way. All these things you can figure out from no pressure situations, okay? My favorite was always 1v1 because A, I keep getting the ball back every possession, so I could get more possessions like with the basketball. And B, nobody really cares about a one-on-one ever. I mean, at the end of the day, a one-on-one is not gonna dictate how good of a player you are. There's not gonna be any pressure attached to it. And it's always easy to get a 1v1. You know, sometimes only 2 people in the gym. Hey, you want to play? Sometimes 2v2 is harder to get, 3 other guys. Or 5-on-5 might be a little tough. What if you're playing with some guys that are going to get upset at you if you're not playing good? Okay, that might be a pressure situation. So you want a no pressure situation, and you want to get this to a point where you're comfortable and you've actually successfully shook up people, okay, in this no pressure situation. So you need to be able to pull the move off multiple times in this no pressure situation before it's game ready. All right, step number 4, you want to take it to a game, okay? But here's the key. Here's the key. You've got people with the move in the no pressure situation. You're ready to take it to a game, but here's the most key thing is you got to continue to practice it in your practice time, in your no pressure situations. You got to continue to practice it because you're never going to master a move until you've used it multiple times in a pressure situation. Now, what is a pressure situation? It's your game in season. It's your AAU games when you got coaches watching you. It's when you're playing with really elite players in pickup games, okay? When you're playing with just anybody who's significantly better than you, those are going to be more pressure situations. So, you know, just know that once you take it to the game, even if you shook somebody up on it, that doesn't mean you still can't get better because that depends on, well, who you're playing against. You know, it's easier to do moves against garbage defenders, whereas, hey, now you're playing against a big dog defender, you're gonna have to be that much better at the move for it to work, okay? So it's not cookie cutter, but, you know, just make sure when you're game ready, you haven't mastered it, okay? Mastering a move, game ready and mastering is different, okay? Game ready means I can use it once in a while, sometimes successfully in the game. Mastering the move would mean I've used it, you know, for years, long term, and this is a very effective move that, you know, people would deem successful for me. All right, right there you have it, the 4 steps to mastering a move from start to finish. All right, if I could break it down as easy as possible, it would be to follow these guidelines, and some people will learn fast, and some people might take a little longer, and neither way is wrong. All right, so I encourage you to get out and let's get to work.